All right, welcome to the Private Screening Podcast. I'm your host, Steven Shadrach, aka Steven Cinema, aka Kevin Electra, aka Steven in the Cinema. And I don't have to introduce my co-host, man. Just come on, man.
Yo, it's your boy Kamikaze, aka Kazi, aka Mr. Tucked In Shirt. You know the vibes. We here. Can't believe we doing this, but yeah,
no,
man.
we've been planning this. We've been planning this shit for a minute now. So it's hype. So like the first topic, I guess, is alter egos and personas. So how do we differentiate ourselves from our artwork?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you want to start that?
Alter egos and personas. I feel like that's a very I know when we talk about certain things as artists, we tend to use the word deep. Like, yo, this is really deep. I feel like as artists, as creatives, at a very early stage or point in our creativity, we tend to take ourselves and our normal selves and we differentiate and we kind of come up with these things that are still us but not us, you know?
Yeah, it's a world building, really, bro.
Yeah.
It's you and your world. It's not even and that's why I have Steven Cinema.
Yeah.
And why I have Kevin Electra. This is the different worlds that I build in everything in the cinema. Steven Shadrach is different than those personas. So how do you differentiate Kamikaze versus Brandon?
It's wild because
or is it just intertwined with each other?
It's definitely intertwined, but I feel like our alter egos or whatever, I feel like they come into play or they're really affected by the outside and who we interact with. I feel like Kazi when I'm around my niggas, and I feel like Kazi when I'm doing something creative, but maybe that shit goes away when I'm with my girl and we in bed cuddling watching Netflix and shit
and the Brandon comes out.
Yeah, you feel me? I feel like with her, I'm not Kazi anymore. I'm just Brandon. I'm down to earth. I feel like Brandon is more grounded. I be telling niggas and even my big bro, my big brother Brandon, but we call him Lazy. He be saying yo, don't call me by my name. Don't call me Brandon, my nigga. And I'm like, yo, why? And he's like, yo, that shit is played out. That shit is played out. Call me Lazy. And it's
played out. That's interesting.
You feel me? It's for certain niggas, it's a nickname or a persona. It's it's important to them, and it's it's important to us. Obviously, that's why we talking about it, because it's sometimes we feel the world that we've built for ourselves. It's it's an escape. It's sometimes you need that that persona to really lift you up type shit. When sometimes you feel that Steven shit or that Brandon shit is so down to earth. It's too earth level type shit.
Right, yeah, that's why I use Steven Cinema, because that's the goofy Kanye stan, fucking Tyler stan. I nerd out about certain shit.
Yeah,
I plan out all my shit, dropping websites, dropping music, designs, and that's my internet persona. And then Steven Shadrach is kind of the people that really know me type shit. I could be going through some shit, or I'm with a girl, with my girl or some shit like that. Just the normal, non. I guess I'd say Steven Cinema is just an exaggerated version of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Kevin Electra is just my mind, just filtered through music.
Yeah, he that's the artist. Kevin Electra is the
exactly.
artist.
That's that's my music Elias. That's all the music shit is Kevin Electra.
Yeah.
He's the person who just takes all my thoughts and feelings and just turns it into shit that people could listen to.
Yeah, I fuck with that. And how'd you come up? I know this, but for anybody listening, how'd you come up with the name Kevin Electra?
Yeah, Kevin fucking Abstract.
Yes,
is literally one of the few artists that I consider to be very influential in my creative world building. It's him, Kanye, Tyler, Kilo Keish. Those are the four that I would say like I owe like my creative like mind to.
Definitely.
Type shit.
I guess for me, like,
yeah, how'd you come up with Kazi? I actually don't even like know this type shit.
yeah, so like it was in high school, I guess, and just like, you know, like everyone when we in high school we trying to find ourselves at an early age type shit. But it just started off as something that like I started calling myself. Like I feel like it was when niggas was first on Instagram, like, and like I knew that like I was like really into like this creativity shit, and like I knew that I didn't want to be just Brandon. Like I wanted something for myself that was very like, yo, like, yeah, I'm still Brandon, but like there's another side of me too type shit. Like it's not just Brandon type shit. And just I don't know, I just always like I always fucked with that word. When you
Kazi.
like, yeah, you know when you
yeah,
like
that shit sound raw as fuck. Kazi.
Like
Kamikaze.
for real, like I just like, you know when you like a word, you like the way it rolls off the tongue type shit. Like I just always loved that word. So I'm like, yo, I'm a like not on some like stroking my ego type shit. I'ma just call myself.
No, talk your shit, bro. The fuck?
Like I'ma call myself Kamikaze, and it just stuck with my niggas. Like obviously, like it starts with your niggas. Like you tell them like, yo, call me Kamikaze, like, and like them niggas like they like start to adapt to shit, and like other people like they hear it and then they just like, yo, where the fuck Kamikaze come from? Me like, it's gonna catch on.
Yeah.
And like over time, like that just like bled into my creativity. And like the actual Japanese word kamikaze, it translates to divine wind. And like that's how I like interpret, like that's how I like to go about my life. Like basically like with beauty but also chaos. Like there's a divinity to like what I do, what I believe in, but also like I just like I go with the flow. I just let things happen. I let things take its course. So like I called myself Kamikaze, but like also like that actual translation and the deep meaning behind it, it kind of like related to like how I like go about my shit.
For real, like you just found like that mold that like just the meaning and then like just the fact that it just sounds fire, like all that wrapped up like just fits like your overall like creative world type shit, you know? Because that's how I feel about like cinema. Like cinema, like that's literally just like how I describe the world that I built is just the cinema. That's why I called the shit Everything in the Cinema, because, you know, it just includes everything in my mind, and it's a fucking cinema. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it just stuck. And like my big homie Chris, he runs a thing called Made in the URL, which I'm a part of. And like he's Chris in the URL, and then he started saying like, oh, like you're Steven in the cinema, and then like it just like that shit like stuck with me recently because like I changed my Instagram to that. Yeah. And like. It's just fire, you know, like I really like that's like probably the moment that like I really embrace like this creative shit. Yeah. Like not the moment, but it's like damn, like I changed like my like main Instagram name to that. So like I'm like I'm more like I guess I'm just like less nervous about making my creative shit like by forefront as far as like everything. Cuz that was really the last like social media page that like I didn't have anything to do with like my, you know, creative stuff or whatever. Yeah.
So do you feel like when like you changed from like Steven Shadrach to Steven Cinema, I hope I pronounced your last name right.
No, you did. Oh, perfect. Damn. That was beautiful.
Oh, damn. Listen, come on now.
But makes me fucking that shit up. Yeah, for real.
But yeah, like, do you feel like there was, like, not a change within you, but, like, did you feel like there was a shift when you changed from Steven Shadrach to Steven Cinema? Like, and just, like, do you feel like now more so before that you're just more, like, immersed in that world?
No, for sure. Like, I feel like, because, like, I told myself, like, when I changed that shit, like, I'm, like, the shit that I put out on that page now, like, it's just, like, more so like not so like me putting on a persona, but just like me, I guess like making it into my personal life. I guess like bringing like just inviting that world into like my personal life, because I usually just separated my creative stuff and just only like focused on that like when I really want to like lock in type shit. But like now like I kind of want to immerse myself in the creative world in like every aspect, because I think like it's just good to like get my mind into that space more often instead of just going to a creative space when I'm going through shit or something. Like I should, like just invite other people to that as well.
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah, bro, because it's like everything in the cinema, like when like I first like followed your page and like you told me to follow, and like I just seen the vibe and the pictures that you posted type shit, and just the name of the Instagram in general, like everything in the cinema, like that shit just like it just sounds like another world. Like we talk about world building, that just sounds like another world, bro. And
Bro,
it sounds like something you want to be a part of.
Bro, that was literally the goal, because I always wanted to do like a collective type of thing, like another world type of shit, like like Odd Future, Brockhampton, or like all that shit. Like I always wanted to do something like that, but do it in like a different way.
Yeah.
So like all this whole year, I've just been trying to figure out, okay, like how can I make this shit different?
Mm-hmm.
How can I make it into my world, but also the people that I want to be a part of it, I want to make it their world as well. Because I told you I don't want to be a tyrant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like any criticisms or ideas that you want, bro, like tell me, because like I want to make this shit into like multiple worlds and make it into like a universe type shit, So I came up with that idea like a few years ago, but like the name wasn't there.
Yeah.
There was like an early name. I said like, what was it called? Lavender Collective and Soundscapes.
Yeah.
And that was like the first idea, but like it wasn't really like anything like serious. Like I put out my first single through that, but like it wasn't really like an established idea yet.
It was a foundation type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was just testing the waters, like with like to see like what stuck. Like I made a few logos, but like nothing really went beyond that. So like, what month was it? Like March. Yeah, like March. I would say like I came up with the name finally, and I was like, fuck, like this shit sticks. Everything in the cinema, like that just like describes my like mind. And I made the logo in one of my classes.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like this is it. And then like I started thinking about like the type of like content that I want. Like, cause like I want to make it into like, I don't want to call it a brand, cause like I just, something about that word, capitalism, blah. Like it's just like I don't like, it's not a brand, but it's not 100% a label.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, that's why I call it a creative space.
Just about to say that. Like I love that description, because it's like allowing space for something is allowing like, many things to be done, many thoughts, many ideas circulating. So like I feel like there's a beautiful description for that.
Yeah, because like there's not a better word to describe the shit. Because like what I want to do, like eventually, like I want to do like web series, movies, TV shows, obviously the music, podcasts, everything. Like I just want everything that you could do creatively, like clothes, fucking just any like thing that comes from the mind. I want it to be a part of that. So I thought like making it a creative space just encompasses so many things. Like it's such a broad term that like you could just do anything with that. And I attached the word label to it as well, because there's like a subsection of it, like everything in the cinema soundscapes is like the label part of it. That's just music. And like I released my last few songs through that. I'm gonna release all my shit through that in the future. But yeah, like that idea kind of like solidified in April, and that's when I dropped the first Soundscape Cinema. And that's when I figured out, like I figured it out. I was like, yeah, like this is something that could like get bigger for sure.
Nah, most definitely, bro. Like I was saying it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Like what you doing with the soundscapes and shit, like, and like props to you for that last episode. I listened to that shit. That shit was, Chris did his thing. Like
Chris is the homie, man. Oh my God.
I was on my way to work.
He's gonna be a guest on here.
Nah, sure. Most definitely. Yeah. But like I was on my way to work, bumping the last episode 5, and like, was it episode 5 or episode 6?
That was episode 6. Yeah, 6.
6. Yeah. And yeah, bro, that shit was hitting.
Yeah, bro. Like the thing with like the Soundscape Cinemas, bro. Like, and that was like such a like, cause like I always wanted to do a radio show. Yeah. Like I just didn't know how to do it. Like I just didn't have like the mental like tools to like really like figure that shit out. I just knew like I wanted to do something with like some radio shit. Mm-hmm. And then like all of a sudden I was just like, yo, like why can't I just like make a playlist, like just like make the transitions cool, do some like, you know, tags like, yo, soundscape cinema, like drop that shit every like other song or whatever. Have a cool ass intro, like make the whole aesthetic like mad like futuristic, cool, like mysterious type shit, but like it's still like fire music being played. And like so like I had all those thoughts and I was like, let's just like do that. Like I'm gonna just do the first episode and call it Soundscape Cinema. What was I about to say? But yeah, like that first episode was made like a few days after I came up with the name. And like that whole like time period was just like a very high creative peak for me.
Nigga got to work.
Yeah, like I was working like hard, like on hella logos, hella ideas. Like the bulk of like my ideas for that brand came from March, April of 2021.
Well, you know? Wait, off topic. We could say nigga, right?
Yeah, bro. Yo, we could curse. We could do whatever the fuck. Like this is our shit, nigga.
I think I said it a bunch of times, but like I'm just like had to get that shit out the way. Like that's I can't be censored. I'm sorry.
Nah, niggas is not getting censored on here, bro. This is our shit.
Great, perfect. But
yeah, so like that idea came along, and like I wanted to include other people on every other episode. Like I'll ask people like, yo, like, you want to pull up? Like, you were the second episode.
Yeah, bro.
And
such a humbling pleasure, bro.
Bro, that episode was so fire to make.
Thank you.
Like that shit, like that really like set like, cause like you're the first guest on that shit. So like, just like having that precedent set, like you really set the tone for like all the other guests. Like so, like that's really like fire.
Appreciate it, bro.
So, but like all the episodes, like I'm very proud of, and hopefully that shit like keeps going. And like I know like a lot of people really like them, which I'm really surprised. Like they're getting like great reception.
That's good,
which I did not expect at all.
I feel like the best way to put that shit is like, it's like a DJ set through your ears. It's like if a DJ like literally went inside your head and like literally played a set for you type shit. Yeah. But it's just like it's a different person on the turntables every fucking time, bro.
Yeah.
Like that shit is lit, bro. Like
for real, like it's definitely like I get so much like creative like influence, or like I get really inspired by making those, like because every time like I make it, like I always want to like do something else. Like it's like almost like a like you're taking like a fucking drug every time like I do it. Like okay, like fuck, like I really want to do these things now.
Yeah,
you know.
Nah, they definitely give like euphoric type feels.
Yeah, bro. Like because that's the thing like I wanted is like every time I have a guest, like I want, like I tell them specifically like, bro, like choose songs that you feel like in this moment right now, and then like this will be like your world, like you're like a little like mini world that you're building under Everything in the Cinema.
And it's crazy that you say that, like choose songs that really like resonate with you right now. And it's like I was thinking about Soundscape Cinema one day, and like I was thinking to myself like it would be dope to do another one, but I was like nah, fuck that, because it's like I feel like there's just so captured in time type shit. I feel like a different person each episode is such a vibe, because it's just like you really caught that person like in this time, like what music defined them in that moment on that day.
Yeah, it's like a time capsule.
Yeah, type
you know
shit, I mean? But like, with music, like I fuck with that. Like that's why I feel like I would never do another one, because it's like you had me then and there, like this is what I was feeling. This is how life was affecting me at that point.
Nah, for real, bro.
It's very prolific.
Yeah, bro. Like that's the thing. Like that was really the goal, is just to capture people's like, because they're building their own world by choosing the songs.
Exactly.
Know? Like and like really like my whole creative manifesto is just world building. Yeah. Like I think that's like the most important thing to do as a creative is just build your own world. Like don't like obviously like it's good to like take influence. Like I take OD influence from like I take OD shit from my influences. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like it's also good to like mix that up and just really like craft your own vision out of that. So like that's like my goal with just doing creative shit. Like I want to really like see like what's like your vision in like doing anything, really, you know?
Nah, most definitely. It's like when it comes to like taking shit from our influences, it's like we not over here copying the niggas. It's just like we admire those niggas and we take the qualities that we feel like we relate to most, and then we adapt those qualities, and I'm like, we let it shine through us.
Exactly. That's why I say like literally like my whole creative world is literally a mixture of Kilo Quiche, Tyler, Kanye, and who else did I say? Kevin Abstract?
Yeah.
Yeah, those 4. Just mix those up and like you get Steven Cinema.
Yeah, I feel like in terms of me and like I feel like in terms of like my inspiration, like my creativity and like what that's made up of, I feel like it's definitely drawn from Amine, Kevin Abstract,
Of course.
Donald Glover,
That's a good one.
and No Name.
Damn, that's a fire 4.
And
That's a
definitely
fire
No
4.
Name. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that shit all throughout your whole like vibe too. That's crazy.
Nah, for real. Like, especially No Name. Telephone, her first like project. That shit literally got me
She's
through high
fire
school.
as fuck.
Yeah, bro. She's fucking raw as fuck, bro.
Mad underrated too.
That's gonna be my first tat right on my fucking thigh. That fucking album
Yeah,
cover,
that's
bro.
that's a good one.
Thank you.
But yeah, but honestly though, like if you really like want to do another soundscape cinema, like I had plans to like do like duplicates.
Okay.
For people in case like they want to do another one.
Nah,
you know, because like there's really no like limit to it. Like if you want to have your moment captured at a specific time, just let me know.
Yeah.
And like we'll get that shit happen.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm definitely not saying like not like you got me once, that's it. Like
no, I feel you though.
But like I feel like not for a while type shit. Like like definitely let that episode sit and shit. Cause it's like in terms of like world building and shit, like I feel like it like you definitely have provided a platform with like the Soundscape Cinemas. Like you provided a platform for like creatives and like even if even if it's a person who's not a creative, just to like, you know, express themselves through music. That shit is really dope.
Exactly, because music really drives my whole thing, you know? Like, because obviously, like, I do, like, more shit outside of music, like, with the, like, directing shit and designs and whatnot. But music is really, like, my main, like, bread and butter.
Yeah.
That influences me and that I also make. So, just hearing people, I guess, like, use music to capture their mind, because like they don't have to do the soundscape cinema if they don't want to. Like,
yeah,
if I ask you and like niggas is like nah, like I don't feel like terrible about it. Like that's just like your shit, because it's a lot to ask for, like to pick songs up to like 30 minutes or so and like really like dig your mind for that. So like anytime like people like do it for me, it's like really like an honor type shit, because like you don't have to do that shit at all, you know? It's like really a favor. So that's really cool.
And going back to like what I said at the beginning, digging deep and like really like digging deep in terms of like your individuality. It's like with the soundscapes, it's like it's not even kind of, it's a reflection piece.
Right.
It's like you gotta really like, it's not just like, oh, like what's really like banging in my playlist today. No, it's just like what really resonates with you right now. And like that's like for some people that's not easy.
Exactly. That's why like it takes me like a while to like do soundscape cinemas. Like I really try to space them out and like just do it when like I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
You know, like anytime like I've done a soundscape cinema personally for like my own shit, it's usually like in a time where like my mind is like about to hit like a little like reset or like a little peak of like creativity. I'm like, yo, like I need to capture this moment right now.
Yeah.
Because like I'm going through something that doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It could be bad or good. Like it's just like there's just something like going on right now.
Yeah.
Like I need to capture in music form.
You say, all right, so I'm gonna go off what you said right there. You said like with the soundscapes, like you like go back to it when you really feel it. So like with the world building, the world that you've built for yourself, Steven Cinema, Kevin Electra, do you ever feel like that with the world that you've built? Like sometimes that like you need to go away, you need to step away, and you need to get out that world and be Steven and really be grounded. And like how essential is that, knowing when to draw yourself away or like draw yourself out of your world to like, all right, like I gotta deal with this, I'm going through some shit, blah blah. And then when do you know, like, or like when is it time for you to come back, and like how does it feel?
So like your first question was like when do I get out of it?
Yeah, so like Like, when do you know when it's just like when it's time to draw yourself away?
Usually like it's kind of weird because sometimes like when I'm going through like a lot at some point, like I draw myself into the world to like get myself out of that world. Yeah. But also it's just a time where like I'm going through like so much that like I just need to like take a step back and just like build my own self to build the other world. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like I kind of went through that like this last month or so, like September, October-ish. I was kind of just like going through shit and like I just needed to like build myself up. Like I needed to like, you know, like progress my like Steven Shadrach. Like Steven Shadrach needed to, you know, like get tended to, I guess you could say. Like he needed to, you know, build himself, get more experiences, just learn more about himself to build Steven Cinema and everything in the cinema. So like and for like when I come back, I know that when I'm like, okay, like I need to show niggas like not to like underestimate my like shit, you know, because like I could see like hella shit going on and I'm like, fuck, like I'm really talented and like niggas need to see this shit. Cause like, nigga? Bro, like when I was going through shit, like in September, October-ish, I like was listening to like my old shit, not old shit, but like I was just listening to like my music and like seeing like the different shit that I made and like when I was making my portfolio website. I was like, bro, like I need to drop more shit. Like it's time, bro. And like this month I'm trying to like I got a lot of plans. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil shit.
Yeah, but like, they can be teasing. We see you, boy.
But yeah, I got some shit.
Nigga said no sleep, having gold dreams, nigga. You heard
bro,
that?
I need to get that shit tatted for real.
Oh my god. You don't know how, like that one day that I tweeted about that shit, I swear to God I kept saying that shit in my head like fucking every fucking 15 seconds, bro.
Bro, like I don't even know how I came up with that line, bro. Oh it's just like when I wrote that song Trending Topic, yo, like I was going through some hard shit. Like I was like going through, I didn't even know if like I wanted to do this creative shit. I didn't even know like what I wanted to do in life type shit. I was just like, bro, like I need to like write the hardest shit. Yeah. And like record it and prove to myself like, okay, like this is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. So like, yeah, like when I made that line, like that's like my favorite line. Like no sleep, having gold dreams. Like it just like it's like my motto. You know, because like niggas just really are just like losing sleep, like chasing after their dreams.
Fuck with that.
You know, so
all day, every day.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate that tweet though. That was crazy.
Like in terms of like taking a break and like from your creativity and resting, and like how that relates to like the alter egos and shit. Do you feel like when you take a break from your creativity, you taking a break from being Kevin Electric, from being Steven Cinema?
Yeah. Like I'm 100% Steven Shadrach. Like I don't even like, I'm not thinking about the creative shit. Like I'm just chilling.
Nah,
you know
what I'm
saying? Like I'm just like, all right, bro. Like I'll focus on schoolwork. I'll go to my job. You know, I'll just like hang out with the homies or whatever. Like I'll just do like regular nigga shit. Like, you know. Yeah. And then like when it's time to go to Steven Cinema, like I would like it's just like more of a like if you know type shit. Like right now, like I know like right now I'm supposed to work on like creative shit. Like I'm supposed to like build my world currently. Yeah. Like it's still like in construction. Like what about you? Like when's like, because I know like you have like opinions on like taking breaks and like especially with social media. It's like this is gonna be like a whole other podcast about social media, but like for now, like I guess like how do you like when do you know like
a little bit
yeah like when do you know like okay like it's time to just fucking like step back, bro?
Bro, I feel that shit every fucking day with social media, bro. I swear to God. So like, damn, I'm gonna get into it a little bit. I'm not gonna get into it too much because I know we want to save that for another episode. Yeah. But with me in social media, so like I said before, one of my biggest inspirations is No Name. Mm-hmm. And her Instagram @ is No Name Hiding.
Right. And then you're Kamikaze Hiding.
So my Instagram name, because like that's one thing I struggle with Instagram for a minute, my Instagram name. And like I could never find a good Instagram name. But like when I seen hers, I'm like, and how it relates to like how I feel about social media, it was perfect because like it takes two of like it derives from like two elements of my personality. One being No Name and her music and like her teachings, but also her Instagram and how that relates to like how like I go about like my vibe and like how like I go about like how I treat Instagram and how I treat social media. It's like, yeah, I be hiding because it's like sometimes that should be too much and like I just be needing a fucking break.
Fuck, bro. I really want to go on such a rant about this shit. Because, like, I wrote a whole essay about this. It's on my website. Like, about fucking dopamine fucking up this generation, especially with social media. Like, we're just so, like, stimulated every single day. Like, these past generations, bro, like, they have not grew up. Like, they just didn't grow up with Instagram, with TikTok, with Twitter.
Literally.
So, like it's kids that are, like, 4, even younger, 4 years old toddlers that are like just growing up with like iPads and are even making social media like when like they're like mad young. Like even with me, like I had like my first social media account when I was like fucking 10 years old.
Bro, my little sister the other day literally texted me. I think I was at work or whatever, and she's like, "What's your Insta?" I left that shit undelivered with such swiftness. She is 11 years old asking me for my Insta. I hope she never finds that shit, nigga.
Oh,
I hope she never finds that shit. Not that I post some fucking wild ass shit that my sister. I don't want my little sister to see, but it's just like
you be horny. You be horny.
Sometimes I'm human. Sometimes I be needing some butt, yo. Like, but yeah, like it's like it's so crazy, like how at a young age it's just like. These kids like are just so in tune with social media. It's like back then when our parents was growing up, it's like the only way they stayed updated is if they neighbors came over, they saw their friends, they watched the news or they read the newspaper. Yep. That's it. Yep. That's it.
Yeah, but like these motherfucking phone screens scrolling all day. We're like tapped in, like we literally we need to be on our phones type shit. Like our brain is like programmed type shit to like be like, okay, like I need to get like on the screen right now. Like I need to look at this timeline.
It's that constant need to stay updated, but also it's like it's that FOMO.
Oh, bro, we're saving that.
We go too much. You go too much.
We're saving that shit. But like, it's just interesting. Cause like you know, like I know like when I first met you, like you didn't even have like your Instagram activated yet.
Literally.
Like I typed mine into your notes until you followed me back, and then like we just hit it off after that.
Literally,
but like
that's what I've done.
Yeah, like so, like why? I guess like why? Like why were you off social media like then?
So when I met you, I was off social media because why was I off social media? Flog. Flog was literally like weeks before, and like that trip for me was like a getaway from social media type of trip. It's like. I'm gonna be at Flog and no one's gonna know about it. Right. I'm not gonna post about it, nothing. I'm just going to take in this moment because that was my first time going to Flog. That was my first time being in LA. Like I just wanted that trip to be my time away type shit. And plus like I'm not gonna name drop obviously because like I just got respect for people. But like I took that trip with my best friend and we was fucking with each other at the time. So like that's another thing too. Like I was really just about my business. I was about mine. So like. Social media didn't need to see that shit.
Exactly, bro. Like it's just like it's always like a good time to like unplug when like you're just going through like some good shit because like you don't want people to like comment on like every single thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
Because like it just fucks with like your own shit. Like okay, like people are like knowing that like I'm doing this. Like what do they think about me being here? Like oh like is this person jealous? Like oh like this person like it's just like just creates like mess where like if you just unplug, bro, like. It's literally like just shutting off like a whole other world and just like enjoying the moment.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why like with concerts and shit, like I try not to record as much anymore because like I just find it more enjoyable to know like I was there and like somebody's gonna record it anyway. So like why am I recording it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like let me just like see it with my own eyes and like ingrain that into my own memories instead of trying to reach for that memories from my phone. Like, it's just, like, stupid.
Yeah, the phone's always going to be there type shit, but, like,
exactly.
You actually capturing that shit with your eyes, that's a one-time thing. So, I definitely feel that. You are now watching Private School. Private School.
Speaking of concerts, oh my fucking god, bro, I might get canceled.
Sheesh. Uh-oh.
Canceled on the first episode. I didn't even like start my career yet, really, bro. I'm out here. I'm about to have a Kanye moment, bro.
Nigga said, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god. But lately, when was it? Like, it's like 5 days ago now.
Yes, sir.
Last weekend, Astroworld had their festival. They're supposed to go for 2 days, but they only went 1 day because a tragedy happened where like there was like a stampede in the crowd, and people just like were passing out, and like people were like having cardiac arrests. I think it's like it was 8 people. I think it's 9 people now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like there's just like a lot of fucking conversations about that on on Instagram, Twitter, all social media.
Yep.
Lots of opinions, lots of angry people, lots of emotions, and like I get it because it's like crazy. Like it's like some Woodstock type shit.
Yeah.
Like, and like especially in 2021, like there just shouldn't be people dying at festivals. I feel like, you know, concert etiquette, I feel like is really important to stress on people. But I just feel like, you know, especially with like rap becoming such a powerful, prominent genre now, that just like there's a lot of people that are like entering the space that just don't really know like how dangerous shit can get.
Yeah.
Type shit. So, but following this Astroworld shit, fuck, you wanna share your thoughts on that, man?
Astroworld Fest 2021. People thought it was gonna be a lit ass weekend, great ass lineup. I think it was Eve's Tumor on that.
Yeah.
SZA, bunch of heads, got a Had a Drake surprise and shit. And everyone was ready to rage, but the raging went a little too far.
Yeah.
And sadly, 8 people. You've heard
nine,
that 9 now. Sadly, lost their lives. One of them being, I think, was a 14-year-old or whatever. That shit, yeah, no one wants to hear that shit, bro. And like that definitely killed the vibe for the weekend. That shit ended up getting canceled. Travis is now paying for the funeral expenses off the Day in Vegas lineup that I think is either this weekend or the next. Like it's definitely soon.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Wait, he's off the lineup?
Off the lineup.
Are you dead ass?
Like he's not doing it. Like they
I didn't even know that. That's actually crazy.
They literally replaced him with Post Malone, and then off topic, but replacing Post Malone with Travis is what the fuck are you doing?
You mean Travis with Post Malone?
Travis with Post Malone. Yeah, I don't know what them niggas is doing. Like literally, I got a friend who's going to Day in Vegas. That nigga said that'll be my cue to leave.
Yeah.
But besides the point, me and my boy Steven here, we're here to talk about concert culture and concert etiquette, and like no perfect time to do that, especially after like the tragedy that we've had at Astroworld Fest recently.
Yeah, because we already had this topic like written down in like the notes for like the episodes, but like since this happened, I just feel like like it's definitely like the time to do that.
Yeah, definitely like because it's like so fresh on our minds, we might as well just get this shit out and like let niggas know like our thoughts. And it's crazy because like what was it, yesterday or the day before, like I deadass tweeted like, yo, my opinion on this Astroworld Fest shit is staying right the fuck off of here. And I said that shit because like one, I was tight just at everything I was seeing, everybody's opinions and shit, and we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that.
Yeah, bro.
But also at the same time, it's like I knew that like we was gonna talk about this shit, and what better way to get my opinion out than right here.
No, exactly.
Not on Twitter, but right here, where niggas can hear my voice and shit.
Unfiltered thoughts. Not some like text shit. Like you could get like the full context, full emotion here.
Exactly.
Type shit. So, like, how do you? So, let's just break down. I guess like how like the incident happened. So, like, why do you think this? Because like this shit, like it's just not supposed to happen. Like I said,
yeah,
like,
literally.
it's really, like clearly somebody fucked up.
Yeah.
So like. I guess like who do you think is like who do you think is at fault, and like why do you think like this shit like transpired?
So basically what happened, from what I've gathered, what I've seen, what I've been told, because obviously when situations like this happen, or situations in general happen, people have different points of view. People get their information from many different sources. So if I say something that you think is wrong, I don't give a fuck. I'm going based off of what I've been told, what I've seen.
Yeah.
But so Travis is performing or whatever. Throughout his performance, he sees a couple people having seizures, but like regular shit for like a Travis festival or Travis concert.
Yeah, like, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt or anything, but like
No.
a lot of people think like people passing out in concerts is not normal. It's perfectly normal.
Yeah.
Like, just people like it's people that aren't built for pits. You know, like whether you're not hydrated or whether like your body's just not built for like that, like physical stimulation.
Yeah.
Like that comes from pits because it is exhausting and like you got to be like built for that. You know what I mean? Like not everybody is. So,
yeah.
But keep going.
And for you casual ass motherfuckers on social media, I hope you heard that because literally this be happening. Well, obviously not the deaths. I'm talking about the seizures.
Yeah.
For all you people seeing the footage of seizures from past events and bashing that nigga Travis, that shit happens all the fucking time at a Travis Scott event, people. All the fucking time.
Exactly.
It's just this is the first time that something like this really went that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I seen footage of like niggas being carried and shit, but like that's regular shit. But like obviously the shit went too far. A lot of people lost their lives or whatever, or like more people than like should have been. And you want to know who I think is at fault? I'm gonna just let you know right now. I don't give a fuck. I don't think Travis Scott is at fault, bro. And I know there's gonna be bad niggas that either see this, hear this, bro. Listen.
Yeah, no, but keep going though.
Bro. Is it one?
Yeah.
Is it called Travis Scott Fest or Astroworld Fest?
No, that is Astroworld Fest. Like it's called Astroworld Festival.
What niggas need to understand about an artist is not one person. An artist is their team, their publicists, their managers, their road team, their producers. Literally. An artist is not one person. Astroworld Fest was done by multiple people helping out Travis Scott, making that event what it is. So if you are tight that this happened, do not blame one man, blame the whole, do not blame the king, blame the kingdom. Like, I'm sick and tired, like, that's why I didn't want to put my opinion on Twitter, because it's like, I was so sick and tired of niggas bashing this nigga and, like, making jokes, making memes and shit. And, like, it's like you can't win. Like, I was literally talking to my bro Parfait last night about this shit, and it's like, he was saying how, like, it's like, and I was telling him, like, you can't win. It's like Travis pays for the funeral expenses, takes himself off the Day in Vegas lineup, apologizes and puts out a statement that wasn't good enough. So he makes a video statement, still wasn't good enough. And it's like, what the fuck do you want this nigga to do? This nigga's not Superman, bro. Like, obviously he feels fucking bad. Like, but it's over here niggas saying like, yo, this nigga is disgusting. Fuck this nigga. I hope this nigga goes to hell, blah, 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 whatever the fuck I saw on social media. And like,
there's a lot of like low key like racial undertones with like the criticisms, bro. I'm not gonna like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm just saying like, there's a lot of niggas on social media that are like talking shit on rap as a whole, like rap shows as a whole. They was moshing,
waiting for this shit to happen to say some shit about
bro,
Travis.
because that's the thing. Like a lot of people that are criticizing Travis and like the incident don't really care about the incident. And like I know that's like gonna be like a harsh thing, but like that's like just the truth. Like a lot of people don't care that it happened. A lot of people just look for like an out to like bash Travis, one, and two, hip hop and like concert culture, I guess.
In general, bro.
Yeah.
That's how cancel culture is. It's like once people see that like a person is trending, oh, let me click on this. Why is this person trending? Oh, this happened? Now I'm mad. You weren't mad 2 seconds ago, bro.
Niggas is a hive mind, bro. It's a hive mind. Niggas don't know what the fuck they're mad about.
Literally, bro. It's like niggas jumping on the fucking hate train, and it's like...
Yeah, and it's a lot of niggas that are like posting like out of context clips and just hella shit out of context and like not really like fucking thinking with their minds. Like, and like you said, bro, like Travis doesn't do every single thing behind the scenes with this festival. That's why a festival is made up of multiple sectors of team. there's there's an organization, it's Live Nation. They're the ones that promote and fund and like run, just the festivities that happen during the event. Like they make sure that the event's supposed to run as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
That's why there's a thing called, touring and festival and show promoters. Like they're the ones that are supposed to, like make sure the shit is running. Travis doesn't do that shit. Like I see people saying like, oh, Travis, like, he's the one that signed the contracts for the security. He's the one that personally picked this thing to go. Like, no, he didn't,
they have
bro.
heads of security for that shit, bro.
Bro, exactly. He's not the one that's like, throwing money at security, like details and like all that shit. He's just there as the face.
He's the figurehead, bro. Exactly.
He's the figurehead.
Literally.
He's the one to promote it. He's the one that curates it.
Exactly. At most, he curates the lineup. Mm-hmm. Definitely has a hand in that. Hand in the design, obviously, like how everything is designed, how everything looks.
Like all the visual and like aesthetic and like all the shit that the people see, that's all Travis and his team.
Literally.
That's all like the front shit. The back shit is what I don't know what the fuck word to use for Live Nation. They're like organization.
Yeah.
But like they're the ones that do like all the back shit, make sure like the shit is safe, making sure like the shit is properly running.
Yeah.
To make sure that nothing goes wrong. Also like on a legal standpoint, like they're the ones that make sure that it's like going. So I don't think that, like you said, Travis shouldn't be blamed for that at all. Like at most, like, yeah, like he promotes like rage culture or like, like unsafe behaviors at his shows or whatever. Like there's a nigga like jumped off like a balcony at one of his shows. I think it was in New York actually. I think like he like broke like a leg or some shit.
Stupid nigga.
But it's like, I mean, like that's a whole other thing. But like to say that like Travis takes on like most of the blame for this is like crazy.
Yeah, and how like he's a piece of shit and blah blah blah, bro. Like that shit is so disgusting.
Like, it's mad weird, bro.
Yeah, and it'll be all y'all niggas and all y'all bitches in the club getting y'all pussies wet when sicko mode comes on. That's talking shit about Travis now. Like you're a bunch of fucking hypocrites,
exactly,
bro.
Exactly, bro.
Like it's like, yes, Travis is to blame, but he is part of the blame. He's not the only one. It is Travis Scott. It is Live Nation and whatever organization. It is the security staff. It is the recording team. Because I know that there was that video going around of like the dude like at the camera and then like that dude and the girl go up to him and they're like, yo, stop the show. People are dying. That's
another thing about like the team and like the the festival producers and like the coordinators and shit. Why didn't they go on stage and let him know people are dying?
Yeah.
He literally has an earpiece. Why didn't they let him know in the earpiece? He literally saw an ambulance and he asked, yo, like, what the fuck is that? He waited, like, I saw the video, bro. He waited for a response, and I'm assuming he didn't get a response. So he kept the show running. Usually, like, because every festival that I've been to, where, like, the crowd is, like, in, like, is, like, in stress or, like, is, like, like, they need to chill out.
Yeah.
There's somebody that goes on the speakers or, like, there's somebody that goes on stage to, like, let the performer know, like, hey, like, pause the show for a little while to, like, let the crowd, like, space out. Happens at Flognaw, happens at what other festival? I know it happens at Rolling Loud. There's a Cardi literally had somebody tell him on stage, like, let the crowd know, like, to fucking chill out. And they did. Nobody died there.
And that's another thing, like, in terms of the crowd, like, I love that you brought up the crowd, because, like, another thing I'm going to say, you know who else is part of the fucking blame? The crowd, bro. Because it's like, yeah, niggas was dying and shit, but like, you know what else was happening? I seen videos of fights and shit, pointless ass fucking fights, niggas fighting for no fucking reason.
Bro, the amount of fight videos I've seen from this astroworld shit. Oh, and like there's niggas jumping on the ambulance carts and shit, and people, and this just goes, I guess, with concert etiquette, especially with like mosh etiquette and shit.
Yeah.
If you're moshing and like you see somebody like fall, or like you see like an item that dropped or whatever, you fucking pick it up and like you raise it in the air, or like you help the person up.
Yeah.
Type shit, you know?
Nah, most definitely. It's like, it's cool to rage or whatever. It's cool to mosh and push people around if that's the vibe.
Yes, bro, but you gotta make sure niggas is safe so that they can have fun. Because at the end of the day, people mosh to have fun.
Yeah.
To get to get out that energy.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of moshing and raging, is to just get out that energy and share that energy with people.
Yeah.
So if you let people fall and like trample, like you kind of like, that's just the complete, like, you're just ruining the meaning of moshing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you're just being a dick.
And also you're aiding and abetting in the problem type shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you have all these people suffocating, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's because, like, you got dickheads fucking pushing people around, like, dragging it or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I say the crowd is partly to blame for what happened.
And that's why, like, I see, like, a lot of people, like, shit on moshing and shit. And that's literally not a good example of moshing. Like, if you want to see, like, a good example of, like, how a crowd can, like, safely, like, rage or whatever, Cardi crowds are completely safe. Like, every time I've been to a Cardi show, people have helped people out plenty of times. Or even, like, at punk shows, they're, like, the best at that shit, because, like, they originated there.
Exactly.
Type shit. Like, they know the etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, like, people, like, if you're just new to festivals and shit, because it's, like, especially since Rolling Loud came, a lot of, like, people who are going to the festival, like, are going to festivals for the first time, just don't know how crowds work. And that's fine, but, like, just, like, take the time to, like, know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
Or else, like, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, I just feel like you had a bunch of dickheads in that crowd, but also, like, a lot of unexperienced people, a lot of people that just, like, were there to just, like, ruin the experience for other people. And it's like, you had, like, the tragic deaths or whatever. You got the ambulance going through the crowd, like you said. And what do niggas do? Jump on the ambulance? Like, do you not have respect, like, for anything,
exactly,
my nigga?
bro. Like, you literally just, like, you probably just, like, ended a life right there, bro, by just jumping on that shit. They could have had help.
Like,
you know?
I really don't understand niggas,
so with
bro.
that, and I personally think that whoever was selling the tickets, they oversold. 100%.
Yeah.
There's way too many people in there.
Nah, most definitely.
Way too many niggas.
That crowd was fucking huge,
bro. They sold double the tickets from the last Astroworld.
Oh my god.
And, like, I know, like, you know, festival companies and, like, touring companies and, like, the whole, like, entertainment industry, especially live entertainment, completely collapsed from COVID. There's no live shows at all. Like, I know, like, they lost hella money, billions, bro. It's like, I get that, but, like, overselling is, like, one of the most unsafe things that you could do, especially, like, at a crowd like Travis.
Yeah.
You just can't do that, bro. Like, it just comes a time where, like, you're in a crowd and, like, you literally can't move.
Exactly.
And what do people do when they can't move? They try to move certain ways, and that just creates more unrest. Which means that creates a stampede. Which means people fall. Which means people get trampled over. Which means people get brain damage, and then they die. Which is what happened. Our people get cardiac arrest because they can't breathe, or, like, they just get too, like, amped up and nervous, and then they just can't handle it, you know?
Shit sucks, bro, because it's like niggas go to see their favorite artists and they go for an experience, and, like, they didn't expect to fucking lose their lives before they fucking left the crib, bro. Like, shit fucking sucks. And it's like, you were saying how, like, COVID really, like, fucked shit up. Like, it really did, because it's like, and I feel like COVID kind of aids the situation too, because it's like, you have so many people, they knew they was going to sell double the tickets, because you have so many people who were fiending for some shit like this, because, like, the pandemic and, like, how, like, concerts were, like, not a thing. So, like, having the first, I think this was the first Astroworld Fest back since COVID, you have, and plus, like, the demand for Travis in general, those two things combined.
Like, bro's, like, one of the most, like, popular artists right now.
Literally, bro.
Fortnite collabs, McDonald's, Reese's Puffs, sneakers, Nike, all that shit. Like, he's like a big, like, star,
literally,
type shit. So, like, obviously, niggas gonna fiend, bro, and, like, he just got way more popular since the last Astroworld. So, like, them selling double the ticket, like, they knew what they were doing, bro. It's just, like, it's just not safe. I just feel like they just didn't, like, go through proper safety protocols. Like, there was niggas breaking in, like, sneaking into the show, like breaking through the barricades and shit. So that just adds a whole other aspect to it also. And I just feel like putting all that blame on Travis is just not like fair at all.
Yeah, it gets niggas nowhere because it's like
exactly.
It's like I feel like it's like making like an ignorant type decision. It's like
there's people saying like Travis personally murdered those 9 people.
I hate niggas.
Like we're blaming like the one person instead of the corporations that are behind actually building the festival.
Yeah, literally.
like
the EMTs and the camera people and all the security that
like bro, it was EMTs that didn't know how to do CPR.
Is that not a fucking problem?
Like if that's not the biggest red flag that like clearly somebody on the back end didn't hire the right people. Like Travis isn't in charge of that.
Yeah, literally.
Like he's probably not allowed to be in charge of that either.
Yeah, like what the fuck did you want Travis to do?
They probably
go into the crowd and perform CPR on all 8 people?
Exactly. Like he probably signed the contract. Like he can't do certain shit. Like he's only there to do the curating. He's only there to be the face. Like niggas like I really feel like niggas like think artists that are like touring personally like book like the security that is gonna be there.
Yeah.
They fucking don't.
Nah.
The touring, like the companies do.
Nah. At least for events. For events, they don't give a fuck who does security. But like in terms of the security that be around them, yeah, they might. Have
like their personal security, of course. Like they pay out of their own pocket for that. But as far as like the festival, Travis is not paying out of his own pocket for that. That's why they built the Astroworld Festival, like as like the corporate, like as like the company, like it's under Astroworld Fest and Live Nation. And Travis is only just one part of that.
Yeah.
So like I'm not saying like Travis is like completely absolved of all blame. Like obviously like he could have done like a little bit more, like waited like a little bit longer at certain aspects. But I guess like when you're on stage, like your adrenaline is so high, and like shit like this just naturally happens at shows where people are passing out that like it just like happens. Like it's unfortunate, but like if shit happens so much, like sometimes you just gotta like go with the flow type shit. Like there should have been people in his ear.
Mm-hmm. And like at the end of the day, like we don't know if there were people in his ear or not.
Exactly. Like literally, like if somebody if details came out where, you know, like in his earpiece there was a coordinator or a producer or whatever that was like, hey Travis, like there are people dying or there are people in stress or like we need to pause the show for a little while. That'll be cool. Like then like he's in the blame. Like I'll say that like he has a huge chunk of the blame if that happened.
But like until I get that confirmation, I'm not gonna bash the nigga. Like this, it does nothing for me. Like it does nothing for me except like get a couple likes and retweets, nigga. Like I'm not gonna jump on the hate bandwagon just cause y'all niggas is doing it. That shit is lame.
Right.
The fuck. But it's like with that whole situation, it's like niggas is coming at this nigga, but at the same time, it's like.
How'd you feel about his like apology or not apology, but like his response video?
I did not watch the video. I've only seen memes. I've not gotten to watch the video yet, but like I did read like his little statement, like his first apology, and it did kind of sound very like manufactured a little bit, but like I don't know. It's like it's such a sad situation. Like I don't know. Like
hey, I have the apology right here. We're gonna watch it live.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, you know, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, you know, help them get the help they need, you know. I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, you know, everyone to, you know, help us figure this out. So if if you have any information, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. Love you all.
That nigga look stressed the fuck out.
Bro, I've been saying, like, I seen memes, like, I'm not gonna lie, like,
they funny.
Like, the memes are funny as fuck. Like, they're not funny, but, like, they are. Like, I would be fucking lying if I was, like, I can't watch the memes and be like,
fuck, I got homework tonight. Like, the nigga rubbing his head, like.
No, like, he's licking his lips, the black and white filter, like, he set himself up for memes and shit.
Yeah, but
so,
it's
like,
just
I get the memes. It's just, like, but, like, if we're looking at it from the context of, like, like, the tragedy or whatever, I feel like, at first, I was like, this is not genuine at all.
Yeah.
I felt like me personally, it looked more as an inconvenience for him than like an actual, like, fuck, like, I really feel bad, like, I want to make this shit right.
Yep.
So after, like, thinking about it more and, like, as, like, more details came out, like, I think, like, it came out, like, he really wasn't, like, aware of deaths. Like, he just knew people were passing out, but that's just normal. Like, he didn't know people died until after the show. So after more information about that came out, I was like, fuck, like, I definitely feel like he's, like, stressed, and, like, he looks really anxious. Because, like, I could tell, like, Travis, like, has some form of, like, anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, from, like, his interviews or whatever, and, like, I have anxiety also, so, like, in, like, the video, like, I saw some mannerisms. Like, I also do as well, like, whenever, like, I'm really, like, going through, like, an anxiety attack or whatever, like, there's a certain shit that he's doing where I'm like, yeah, like, I could tell, like, this is, like, just not a thing that he goes through.
Yeah, they not faking it.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, he never posts videos like that on social media, like, with, like, the selfie camera. Like, he never just does that. He just posts whatever he's doing, like, fit pics and, like, shit like that. Just normal shit. So, like, after, like, that context, it just looks like he's just really stressing out. And, like, I know he sees, like, on social media, people are, like, saying he's a murderer and all this terrible shit, like, saying, like, oh, he should never have a career again, he should be in prison, all this shit. And, like, I know, like, he's definitely stressed, bro. Like, I know he wants to make the shit right, bro. Like, nobody wants their fans to fucking die at their show. Like, come on.
Because it's like, artists already go through so much. Like, they already have to be this big person.
Right.
Like, this big persona.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they already have to, like, do so much and, like, live this life. So, like, tragedy like this happens and, like, all this weight is put on them, like, news outlets on them.
Bro, because this is, like, the biggest news story, like, in the country right now, bro.
Literally.
This shit is on CNN, on some, like, crazy shit. People are comparing this to fucking 9/11, bro, which is crazy in itself. But people are comparing this to, like, some big, huge tragedies already. She got his own Wikipedia page. Shit, like, this is, like, the biggest story right now. And, like, this is definitely, like, no matter what happens, like, whether he's completely, like, absolved of this and, like, it turns out, like, yeah, it is all Live Nation's fault or whatever, this is definitely going to be, like, a huge stain on his career. I think it's going to slow down, like, whatever progress. Because I think, like, he was on a trajectory to be, like, crazy huge, like, as huge as, like, Drake, Kanye, like, that type of level eventually.
Yeah.
Like, he was already, like, on that path already. Like, especially with all of his, like, collabs, like I said, with McDonald's, Fortnite, all types of shit. Like, he was doing, like, a lot of stuff, which is great. Especially for a hip-hop artist. Yep. Like, that's just, like, unheard of type shit, you know? So, like, for this to happen, like, it's definitely, like, people are looking at him differently now.
Yeah.
You know, like, he had a few controversies, but for the most part, like, to, like, the mainstream eye, like, he was pretty, like, he had a clean record, you know?
Especially when you consider, like, the whole, like, passing out at his shows and, like, how crazy his shows, like, are. There's a lot of people that haven't seen those videos, and those videos are out now, like, and it's just a lot of, like, very, like, underground haters and fucking like under the bridge haters that are coming out of the fucking bridge like they're fucking the grumpy old troll.
Like, yeah, they were waiting for this shit to happen, bro. Because like there's nothing really to like do that for. Like he had no other controversy. Like he was just doing all these collaborations. He had he was just clean. Like there's nothing to really hate him for, like he was just making decent music.
Yeah.
Like I'm personally not even a fan of Travis, but like I could still like vibe to his music type shit, you know?
Yeah.
So like I have like no bias towards this, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking away from the victims, obviously. Like that's still tragic as fuck.
Nah, definitely.
And like the families definitely deserve like compensation or like a explanation as to like why the fuck like this happened. Because this just shouldn't happen at all, period. But there's also like I want to know, like I want the right people to be held accountable for
type shit. Because
like if I had somebody that I was close with that died there, I'd want the right organization, the right person to be held accountable for. Like if Travis got held accountable before, but then Live Nation got off scotch-free, that solved nothing. Like I had no closure, Yeah,
it's fucked, bro.
So I think like what I want this to end up having is like I want there to be like a huge like overhaul on like how these companies approach concert safety, because I think they definitely got way too complacent with that. Like there was just like somebody fucking oversaw something, bro.
No, most definitely.
Like that was fucking crazy. And two, I don't know, bro.
I just feel like
I had a point, but like it lost me. But I'll get it back.
I feel as though I was telling nigga last night, you just not gonna stay, huh? I'ma just hold it. But I was telling bro last night, it's the festival system in general. I feel like this shit is definitely gonna change the festival system. It's gonna make these niggas look at each festival, whether it's Astroworld Fest, whether it's
I don't think Astroworld Fest is ever coming back, by the way. That's never coming back.
Shit is crazy. But
I think like it's just too like they're getting rid of that whole Astroworld term. It's just attached to too much bad shit.
Yeah, you feel like
it's just not.
You feel like they're gonna attach the tragedy to Astroworld Fest,
of course,
and that's never gonna happen again. I can see that happening.
That's like it sucks too, because I could tell like Travis like really liked to do that festival, but like I don't think that's gonna happen. But we'll see what happens.
He created a world for his fans that he wanted them to live in, to immerse themselves.
Because like I know, like as creatives, like we know, like we said before, world building. That's a perfect example of world building. Like I would love to have everything in a cinema fucking festival where I just had like my mind, your mind, like whatever, just like implanted in like a festival ground, and like people can interact with that. And I think while artists do that, like Tyler has his thing, Camp Flogna, Post Malone has Post Fest. Who else? Like there's just different like
I know Slow Tie recently just started his own festival too.
Right, like there's just so many, like no matter how big you are as an artist, like there's more artists like doing those like things. The point that I forgot was that like I realized since concerts came back that like they feel different in a way. Like it just feels like there's way more people.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it was just me. Like, do you feel that?
Oh, no, most definitely, bro. Yeah. The demand is crazy.
Yeah, there's way more people. I feel like they're selling more tickets.
Yeah, bro. Niggas want to be outside. Niggas want to see these artists because like niggas were kept inside for so long. Like that demand is even higher than before.
Right. And like I first noticed this at the Tyler Seager show that we went to, because that was the first show that like I went to post-COVID.
Yeah, me too.
Like I noticed this and I was like, bro, like this just feels over capacity.
Yeah. Like too many niggas found out too fast.
Yeah, bro. And I just feel like they just like, it just felt like there's just way more people, Yeah. And but like I still had fun though. Like, nobody got hurt. So like it was just like whatever. But I just felt like there was like more niggas.
Yeah.
And then like I went to a few more shows this year and I just felt the same thing. I just felt like they're just like selling too many tickets, or like it just feels like security just doesn't like they just don't have like, I don't know if they forgot how to fucking like do shows or whatever, but like it just feels like the energy and like the overall like logistics of shows just feels different in the post-COVID world.
It's like COVID allowed niggas to really not give a fuck no more, but that's also bled into the festival and concert system, I'm afraid. It's like niggas working security, it's like, oh, you don't got your second shot? Fuck it. We just got to get these niggas inside. Like, these niggas just don't give a fuck. They just trying to get everyone inside, everyone have the show flow the way it's supposed to flow, make sure everyone has fun and no one gets hurt, and get everyone the fuck out when they're supposed to get out. Like,
Exactly.
These niggas don't give a fuck no more, bro.
Exactly, because like I said, like they lost hella money.
Literally.
So they want to get that money back.
Exactly.
So how do they do that? Sell more tickets than they should. And I feel like nobody's been checking this, and I feel like this is kind of like a culmination of like just people becoming way too complacent with like high demand.
Yep.
You know? And I even felt this like pre-COVID, but like I just never thought of anything of it. Like the last vlog now, I just felt like there was way more people.
Yeah.
Also. So like it was kind of building pre-COVID, but then like it stopped. I just feel like just as like demand increases, like it was kind of like increasing like as each year went on. Because like I said before, with like hip hop becoming more popular, festivals becoming more popular
More
since
mainstream,
since Rolling Loud, that I feel like you know, more and more tickets are being sold, and then like COVID stopped, so like, you know, niggas is like, okay, like we gotta wait for concerts, like I can't wait, blah blah blah, like niggas is feeding even more, so that just fucking jumped.
Yeah, bro.
That shit jumped, bro.
It's to the point where like,
cause bro, like at the fucking Peggy concert, the JPEG Mafia concert, bro, I could not move. Niggas could not move, bro, at all, and like that's just never happened to me at a concert before. Like not never, like obviously like at moments where like people are pushing, like obviously you can't move, that's just normal. But like it was just at a point where like for the majority of the concert, like I just couldn't like move. Like I was just like, the only thing I could move is my head. And that was it.
What was I gonna say? With the high demand and like the overcrowdedness, I feel like it really is becoming a problem. And like honestly, you bringing that up has kind of opened my eyes. It's like I noticed it, but like once you said it, it's like,
because like bro,
oh shit,
yeah, exactly. Because I told like I've talked to other people about that, about like how like post-COVID concerts just kind of feel like, okay, like it just feels like more stuffed. It just feels like more like loose in a sense of like security wise and like
my mind
logistics.
My mind went to loose pussy. I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not even trying to be funny.
That's the horny kamikaze hiding, bro.
Oh my God,
on Twitter,
bro.
You know what I mean? But loose says like in like logistics, like concert logistics, like it just like feels like way, I don't know, something's off.
Nah, most definitely.
And I feel like this astroworld shit's definitely gonna like break down. So I'm interested to see like how because Day in Vegas is this weekend. You know, I have a friend that's going there also.
Yeah,
like,
I got a friend going too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see how that goes.
See
like,
how that shit plays out. Yeah,
because I know like they're feeling pressure because they're like they're like the next big festival after Astroworld.
Yeah, and everything that happened. So yeah,
they're gonna set a precedent for sure.
Nah, most definitely. It's gonna be nice to like, not nice, but interesting to see how shit plays out.
Yeah, because it's like there's no way they're gonna have like regular shit. Like they're definitely gonna like make sure like niggas is safe for sure.
I hope security's more on it and shit.
Yeah,
and like tickets are regulated type shit, because like with events in general, my point that I was gonna bring up before, events in general, like with the overcrowdedness, it's crazy, and like they not helping their situation, because I feel like on sale tickets, like, or tickets being on sale day of is more of like a regular thing now.
Yeah, bro.
Like they just want to get niggas the fuck inside,
bro. Because like that's such a fucking good point that you made, because I don't know if you listen to Eve's Tumor.
Nah. I know of Eve's Tumor, but no.
Yeah, like they're an amazing artist, but I've been wanting to go to that show because like they canceled their show last year because of COVID.
Yep.
And they rescheduled for this past month, which I went to. So like since they rescheduled, I've been trying to look for tickets after they sold out because I missed it.
Yep.
And it was sold out completely. Like I couldn't find it anywhere. No resale sites. nobody on Twitter. It was completely sold out. Like, I just gave up. And then my homies were like going to the show because like they got their tickets, and like I was like, fuck, like maybe like one last chance, bro. We'll see what happens. And I found it on fucking Ticketmaster. The same, like, for sale, like for retail price, like the regular price. It was on Ticketmaster, and I got it. I don't know how, like, what happened. Like, I don't know if they were just selling like some extra tickets or whatever the day of. So like the fact that you brought up that point really, like, that's like weird.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
like so strange.
Like, it's cool. Like, obviously it's cool. Like,
yeah, because like
on the other side. Yeah,
like I'm glad. Like I went there. Like it was an amazing experience. Like one of the best shows I've been to ever.
Yeah,
but just like that fact that like I could have done that, and I don't know how many other people have gotten more tickets day of. Like it's just weird.
Yeah, it's like the K-Tronada concert that I went to. What was it like? It was mid-October.
Mm-hmm.
I had been on the waiting list for VIP tickets literally since August. And I get a notification literally like 2 days before the concert. The concert was on a Thursday. I get a notification on a Tuesday. Yo, we've secured your tickets for you. You will have 1 hour to buy them. And it's just like, I wonder how many, and this is a VIP ticket. How many people are like got this message or got this notification to buy these tickets, and the concert is like 2 days away? It's like, I feel like these niggas is really trying to make their money. They really trying to like fucking get these niggas in these concerts, in these venues to make money off of us.
Of course.
And it's fucking crazy.
Late stage capitalism. Which I really want to have a podcast on capitalism, because that shit is so crazy. I want to write an essay on that shit so bad, bro.
Stevenson, you know what really fucking grinds my gears about this capitalism shit?
Fucking capitalism. Like, it really explains a lot of problems in the United States, but
nah, most definitely.
That's another podcast. But going back to Astroworld Festival, yeah, like I definitely think I hope Live Nation fucking gets their ass kicked in these lawsuits, and I hope that they change whatever things happen. It's really like there's just so many like moving parts and like different things that like are still yet to, because this is still an ongoing investigation.
Literally.
So like new shit's coming out every day, and like I'm following the story like pretty closely. Because like I want to be informed by this, because like I don't want to be a nigga that's spouting out random shit.
Literally,
and, like, trying to blame people for like not for shit that they just couldn't do. So, you know,
niggas be so quick to like give out their opinions and like express themselves without having. They'll have like one source of info, but it's just like this nigga saying this nigga saying this, this nigga saying this. There's so many sources of information, people saying different things. Don't just go out and say your opinion just based off of one source of info. Like you sound stupid, bro. Like,
exactly. Like a lot of people just get like all of their fucking sources from Twitter accounts, bro. From fucking Twitter. And that's another topic which like I guess like I could kind of get into now. Like Twitter hive minds are like one of like my biggest pet peeves right now. People that think that their opinion is above other people's, which that's probably like my biggest, like that's my number one pet peeve, is pretentiousness and like being condescending.
Yeah.
Feeling like your opinion is law. Especially when like it's shit that like is such an important and tragic event like this. Like, if you're like loud and wrong, shut the fuck up. Like people don't know when to like just like take like just shut up. Get the masculine urge to shut the fuck up. The feminine urge to shut the fuck. Get the urge to shut the fuck up.
Nah, I feel that. I hate that shit too. It's just like I feel like a lot of people nowadays, especially on social media, just really need like an ego death. Like they need time just like off the computer, off the phone, to really like reevaluate themselves and reevaluate just like what the fuck they're saying. Like I feel like people don't think about what they say really before they say it.
Exactly.
They just think about the reaction. They think about the response they're gonna get before they say it. That's all. That's all they think about.
Because like those likes, those retweets are more important than what the fuck you're saying. They just want to see those interactions.
Shit is unhealthy, bro. But nah, I definitely feel that. Like I feel like that's one of the like aspects of like Twitter right now that I fucking hate. Like just like the hive mind and just
people
like,
just being loud and wrong and people following that because they're loud.
Yeah.
Like, people think like if somebody's loud and they have like they see like that somebody has a lot of likes.
Yeah.
So they think that, oh, they might be right. That's so dangerous.
Yeah. And like there'll be that one reply that like kind of like rebuts this shit, but then like
ratio L ratio, you're wrong. Young boy better. Like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Yo,
like,
niggas be so quick to tell niggas they're wrong, bro. Oh my god.
Oh man, that's definitely an annoying part about Twitter that I fucking hate, bro.
Nah, most definitely.
And especially like me being a Kanye fan, bro. There's so many niggas that are loud and wrong about Kanye, which I could go on a whole podcast episode about Kanye and all that shit. But like, and cancel culture, of course. But like, people just like need to like have critical thinking skills, bro.
Yeah.
Like really like sit down and think about a situation. Because like I already see people now that are like viewing more facts about the astroworld shit, and they're like, oh damn, like okay, like maybe Travis could have like not done this, or like maybe he didn't have the ability to do this, or like maybe like certain parties were in the mix for this shit to fuck up. Like damn. But you could have figured that out if you fucking thought about the situation.
Exactly.
You know? Because I already knew, like, from the fucking start, bro, like, something wasn't wrong. Like, something was wrong in the back end.
Yeah.
But, you know, people are so quick to just get their opinions out, or so quick to get reactions, or, you know, be in the conversation. FOMO. Or, like, critical thinking is, like, lacking in, like, social media, for sure. Like, there's just no nuance at all.
Yeah. But, honestly, with this whole situation, if you have an opinion about this situation, in my opinion, it's best to keep that shit off of social media. If you're just not trying to get into an argument, if you're not trying to get into it with certain people. But if you do have an opinion, make sure you are well informed. Make sure you are keeping up with the news, keeping up with the headlines or whatever. And just in general, just praying for the families that like were affected by this shit.
Bro, especially like a little kid that fucking, I think like got in a coma or something. I don't know if he like died or whatever, but like just like shit like that, it's just like fuck, bro. Like it's just people are just missing like the entire picture.
Yeah.
Like instead of like being like engulfed in like your emotions, like really just think, okay, like these families just gotta fucking heal, and like the number one thing that they need is like closure, like explanation, and like shit to help them get through it, whether it be compensation or apologies or like just general answers to their questions, instead of like, because fighting over it and like, you know, doing shit for Twitter likes or whatever, that just doesn't, like, you're missing the entire point.
Exactly. Like, you know? That shit is not gonna bring those people back.
Exactly. Like, it's not. So, you know, sending thoughts to the families, of course, and like I just hope that like their questions will be answered for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like moving forward, I hope this situation like allows for a lot of improvement in terms of the festival system, in terms of the concert going experience, and like that shit is made better. I feel
like, it's unfortunate that like this has to happen for us to like think about that though.
Exactly.
You know, like this shit should have been like, there should have been shit that was triple checked.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess shit happens for a reason. I hope that this situation is used in a really good way instead of just letting it happen and then like more fuck ups happen, you know?
Yeah, or like leave a sour taste in everybody's mouths type shit. But in terms of like this whole situation and how it relates to like our point of like concert etiquette and like concert culture, like how, like what advice would you have to anyone listening right now, like in terms of like the topic of like concert etiquette? Like what would you want to like tell people, like, yo, like this is how you're supposed to move at a concert, and like what tips would you give people like in terms of like navigating themselves in a crowd, or like, you know?
Yeah, so like I've been going to concerts for years, bro, like since I was like at least like a kid, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not in like the pit when I was a kid. Like I'd say like as far as the pit, I was my first Piss show I was maybe 13, 14-ish.
Yeah.
It's like I have experience because I'm 19 now. It's like I have like a few years. And I could say like from many shows I've been to where I was in the pit, bro, the number one thing is to fucking be hydrated, first of all. Make sure like, you know, like you have like a good meal before. Making sure that you're just like, well, like you're just good to fucking go. Because like it's a lot of like physical energy that like you're letting out. So like that's the number one thing, to like not pass out for yourself. As for other people, number one thing is make sure like you give people space if you can. Or if you're in like a tight space, make sure the person next to you, like, oh, like, are you good? Like, I'm sorry if like I'm hurting you right now. Like,
looking out for each other.
Exactly. Like, look out for the people that are next to you, especially if you're in a party. Like, make sure like they keep that in mind also, and making sure like you guys know beforehand, like you might get like separated or whatever, and just make sure that they are like taking care of the people around them.
Exactly.
And you know, I don't know if post-COVID this is appropriate, but like pre-COVID, like there was water bottles being passed, you know, back to the crowd, and like, you know, don't take the whole fucking water and drink it yourself. Like, obviously pass it to people next to you. I don't know, like I haven't been to a post-COVID show where that's like water's being passed out though.
Yeah.
But for future reference, if that comes back, do that. And just make sure, like, if you're in a mosh, if you're like opening up a circle, make sure like if anybody wants to get the fuck out of that circle, let them out of that circle, bro. Like they clearly don't want to mosh, bro. So let them out. I've seen way too many times where people just don't let people move through to the back or to like a certain section. Just let them, bro.
Yeah, you just want to be dickheads and then push them people around.
Exactly. Like that just so fucking unsafe.
Yeah.
And like while you're moshing, don't fucking punch people. Like there's so many people that's why I always bring up Rolling Loud, because I just feel like ever since Rolling Loud popped off, this has happened way more. Where like people are punching and like doing out like wild shit in the pit.
Yeah, they use fucking moshes as a fucking excuse to get their fucking energy out and shit. Like, oh shit, yeah, I'm around a bunch of violence. I can get away with punching a nigga in the face.
Bro, it's so weird.
Fucking pussies.
So weird, bro. Like what you're supposed to do is push people around, but do it in a way where like, you know, like you're not wilding and out trying to like push them to the ground. Like obviously like push them hard, bro. Like you're supposed to do that shit, but like make sure like you're not doing it in like a malicious way or in a way where like, you're trying to
start
hurt
a
them.
fight. Yeah,
like just make sure like you push them, and then like making sure like they're good type shit, like making sure like, you know,
exactly,
you're not doing too much. You know. But yeah, that's really most of the advice I have at the moment, though. What about you?
In terms of like my concert etiquette advice, just definitely looking out for each other. It's especially in terms of like a festival. Like festival grounds are huge. Like there's gonna be points in time where like you come with a group, and then 2 hours in, that group of 8 turns into like a group of 4, because like y'all been moving from stage to stage and whatever. Like eating food here, getting merch there, and it's like just look out for each other. Make sure your phone is charged. Make sure you have all your materials. Keep track of all your materials throughout the day. Keep track of all your materials throughout the night, whether you're at a concert or a festival. Make sure you're filling yourself. Fill your pockets like every like 10 minutes. Literally.
There's a lot of pickpocketers.
Yeah, especially like, pickpocket culture and like
don't be a lick.
Pickpocket culture in New York is crazy, bro.
Yeah,
so
bro.
like, make sure you filling your pockets for your belongings like every 10 minutes, wallets, keys, phones. Like what Steven says, stay hydrated. That shit is very fucking important. It's like you'll be at one stage listening to an artist that's very fucking calm on some R&B shit, and then you go to another stage where niggas is raging and shit. And, like, you're fucking ready to pass out because you didn't hydrate yourself at the performance before that. It's like, you gotta... very important to stay hydrated. What else? Throwing shit. I feel like...
That's a big one.
Yeah, I feel like concerts, niggas be getting away... with like throwing shit, like they'll be in the back and they throw shit at the front or whatever, or like throwing t-shirts, throwing whatever, like whatever type of object it is, keep that shit to yourself. Like stop throwing shit at concerts. That shit is fucking annoying.
Yeah, that's fucking
throwing water like
yeah, that's just like weird.
Yo, I don't understand the niggas that be throwing water at concerts. It's like you could be drinking that shit, my nigga. Like
such a waste.
Literally, bro. Like,
oh man. Also on like a lighthearted note, fucking use deodorant. There's so many like what show was it? It was the Tyler show where like I was smelling some outrageous scents from niggas. Outrageous scents. Like I don't care if you showered that same day, like use deodorant.
Yeah.
Like there's like no matter how much you shower, that natural fucking stench is not going away.
Nah.
Like that's why deodorant is existing, to keep that shit under locks.
Yeah, my nigga, y'all niggas
stink.
Some of y'all niggas be smelling like the sewers out here, bro. Like,
y'all niggas stink, bro. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Nah, those definitely like,
especially the Peggy show was like foul. It was because like,
I can see that.
Like hella white people, which that's a whole other topic. But like it's like fucking come on, bro. Like obviously like you're gonna sweat in the pit, so like just do everybody a service and like put some extra deodorant on. You know?
Yeah.
So especially if I go to a fucking show, I'm gonna put on extra deodorant and make sure like I'm smelling good.
Yeah, type shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's self-awareness, bro. That's it.
Yeah, because and if you know that you got a friend, a stinky ass fucking friend that don't know how to use his fucking spray, pack that shit, bring that shit to the concert. So when that nigga is like, yo, I forgot to fucking put on deodorant, you got that nigga. Mm-hmm. You gotta look out for each other type shit.
Exactly.
There was another thing I wanted to bring up. Merch. When you buying merch at these shows, hold on to that shit.
Yes.
Like there be people that be spending money, bread on merch at these shows, and then like after the concert, you see all that shit on the floor. It's like y'all niggas don't give a fuck about what y'all buy.
Sad too.
That shit's so tough.
Sad. Really tough. Because like I know like especially with like Flognaw, like half of the reason why I'm excited for like shit like Flognaw especially is the merch.
Literally.
And, like the like amenities that you could do. Like there's certain like little events that are within the festival that like adds to that experience.
Yeah.
And you want to spend bread on that. That's why you save up.
Exactly.
Like I spend hella bread and Flognaw and I enjoy that shit. So like I want to make sure I keep the shit that I buy and win to myself so I can bring home.
Yeah.
You know?
Most definitely. And one more thing. What's one more thing I can think of in terms of concert etiquette? All right. In terms of the whole ranking system when it comes to general admission, VIP, or whatever, don't hope if you're in general admission to make it into VIP. I feel like that's one thing in terms of being like a concert or festival goer. I feel like there'd be too many niggas jumping the barricades or like trying to swindle their way into VIP or whatever. Just be glad that you're there. Exactly. I feel like too many niggas don't be glad that they're just there for the experience type shit. Whether the artist is like,
they want to be on top of the ranks and they want to be like, nah, bro, like you got the ticket that you got, bro. Like
exactly,
chill. Like you're still seeing the same person that everybody else is, you know? Yeah.
Whether you fucking 1,000 feet away, you 50 feet away. Listen, it's the same type of experience. Like you should be grateful to like that person is live in person performing for all of us niggas.
Exactly.
Like at the end of the day, we're human beings, and like we live for experiences, but at the same time, it's like these experiences don't cost us our lives. Yeah, like we're not trading these experiences for lives out here. Like that's not what we do. So like definitely like more crowd control. Stop selling tickets day of, or like even if it's not day of, just like have a certain number. Once you reach that number, that's it. Like if you miss out, okay, tough beans. Like
always next time.
For real, like these festivals, they tend to be yearly. Like if you miss out, you see them niggas next year. But like, yeah, definitely like there's too many heads at these fucking concerts. Like it's lit to have these big ass crowds, but like, at what point is a crowd too much? You feel me? Like niggas got to think about that shit.
Yeah. Like, so, the victims' families, you know, hopefully they get their answers.
Word up.
And yeah, but that wraps up the first episode, private screening, everything in the cinema.
psychedelic experience has been referred to as heaven and hell. It can be, you can experience God. You can experience something deeply spiritual and meaningful, the God that's within yourself.
Between heaven and hell, I'd rather just be home.